He wanted an academic challenge. A-O. Army. Army. Got a little story for you, Ash. Well, there once was this Ole Miss fan whose dream was to be a cowboy. Yet growing up in the city, he never had the chance. Until one day he decided it was time to put on his pink cowboy boots and become a real cowboy. Now he was inspired by the toughest cowboys around, the Texas Rangers, whose leader was, of course, O'Rourke the Good Egg. For the past 25 years, O'Rourke had been keeping law and order in Texas while raising some of the finest horses around. Well, that Ole Miss fan went to pay O'Rourke a visit and said, "O'Rourke, I'm in need of a horse, but I'm on a budget, so give me the cheapest one you got." Well, O'Rourke thought about it for a moment and then said, I think I have just the right horse for you. The only thing is that he was trained by some clueless, brainless, no good Ole Miss friend of yours who clearly was not the brightest. "And why is that?" asked the Ole Miss rebel. "Well, you see," said O'Rourke. He said, "O'Rourke, the reason is he went from to Ole Miss." And O'Rourke said, "All right, Ole Miss rebel, I'm going to give you that horse." So the Ole Miss rebel gave O'Rourke, $25 he had in his name. Now O'Rourke said he's not trained the right way. The way you get him to stop is by saying, "Hey, hey." And the way you get him to go is by saying, "Thank God." Well, that Ole Miss rebel, wanting to impress O'Rourke with his new horse, quickly saddled him up and began riding. Without hesitation, though barely holding on, that Ole Miss rebel brought that horse to a full gallop. Now that Ole Miss rebel, he was riding for a little while, but then all of a sudden he saw a cliff up ahead. He said, "Stop!" But that horse just kept on going. And no matter how much he tried, he could just not remember the words to get that horse to stop. Well, he was about 25 feet from the cliff when he remembered the words. And he said, "Hey, hey." And that horse came to an immediate stop within inches of the cliffside. Well, that Ole Miss rebel could not believe his good fortune. He looked up to the sky, raised his hands in the air, breathed a deep sigh of relief, and then said with compassion, "Thank God." That is not going to do the mags. We're going to be the ever-living, ever-loving, compound, complex, Fonte Saggy Wrecking Crew defense. Fonte Saggy, the Grove is a playground for kids. Fonte Saggy, 12th man. We're going to beat the Fonte Saggy class of 2025. Hell out of Ole Miss.